Let's introduce the interview with Liv Sin.
Here's our chat with Liv. It was great to finally have a sit down with her and learn all about her stories, tales from the road.
She just got back to Sweden like yesterday.
Yeah,
So,
they still have 4 more shows left to go. And already have a new single out. So looking for great things from Liv Sin. Love this band.
okay. Well, thank you for doing this. We've been fans for years.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you've been just a little bit busy lately.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah.
With your tour. It looks like you have 4 more dates to go.
Yes, exactly. It's here in Sweden and one in Norway. So yeah, we have a couple of days off now and then 4 more shows.
Gotcha.
So what's the tour? I saw someone put a video. I don't think it was you guys, but you were wearing the stripy dress and just ripping the stage up, and you were up on the monitor and down. It looked like a great time. I'd love to see you at some point. But how's the tour been going so far? And were there anything that stood out memorably so far for good or bad reasons?
I mean, the whole tour has been great for us, actually. And I mean, first we didn't know how the fans of Death Stars would take our music, because obviously they're more industrial, and also the second band, Priest, is more of a synth band. But I felt that we had especially the Death Star fans.
Yes.
Really liked our music, a lot of them at least. So I think it was a good fit with those bands, actually, and it felt like we won over a lot of fans. So
it sure looked like it on the video.
Yeah, but in the beginning of the tour, it was hard. It felt hard in the start of every set, every show we did. The Death Stars really have die-hard fans. They are in like those hats and are dressed in almost uniforms, and then are standing in the front row directly from the beginning with all.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But when they loosen up, it's like, I kind of like this music.
Yeah.
And then you kind of realize, like, okay, we start like this every day. And then we slowly.
Intimidating at first.
We win them over.
Yeah.
At least a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah,
Whose idea was it to put you with them? Like, was it the label, or how did you come to support them?
It was actually us, or me, because we are friends. Emil, the guitar player, one of the guitar players, Emil Nötvig, in Death Stars, he produced and recorded our second album. So we know the Death Star guys from, and I know the other guys also from years ago. So we talked to Emil a lot. So, and then he said, the first time they were supposed to go out on tour, I start to fish a little bit for a support slot. So I started to with their booking agent to see if there was an opportunity for that. And then the tour got postponed a couple of times. But finally, in the end, we got the opening act for that. So it was, I think, more that I saw opportunity and I took it.
Right. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I prefer your guys' style. When I actually, they're on my running list because Spotify just came up with it one day, and I kind of liked running to that Midnight Party song with all the counting.
Yeah.
So it's a great song to jog to. But when we first heard them, I'm like, they're German, right? With all that industrial, but I was surprised they were not.
Yeah.
They definitely had have a touch of Rammstein and
yeah, I always think that. Yeah, they've got to be German. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys have a couple good running songs too. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Good to hear.
So I really like the Kali Yuga. Where did you come across like the Hindu references for that? I have my daughter-in-law is actually from
Nepal.
Oh,
so
cool. Yeah.
in fact, they just got married last June, so I had to do that. They had to put me in the sari. It's all nothing zippers, it's all folds.
Yeah. But that's cool. Yeah. They can be really cool, those saris. Yep. I think it was you and me who came up with that, right? Because we have had a kind of long period where we're quite into the more Eastern philosophy and a lot of yoga and stuff like that. And we watched something on YouTube where it talked about Eastern philosophy, and the Kali Yuga came up, and we
and also Patrick, who was made the album with us, was a member, but he chose to step down. He had an idea of the title of Atomic Clock, or Doom's Clock,
Doom's Clock or something like that.
That. But to me it was a little bit, no, I think we're gonna have something else. We're gonna work it, because it felt a little bit too straight on, because this was exactly during the pandemic also, to have like, the time is ticking. It's better to have a word that people not, the first thing isn't that they think about it. I mean, this, everybody asked, what's Kali Yuga? What does it come from? And
I had to Google it.
Yeah. Exactly. But it's kind of just fitted the time, and also since it was during the pandemic and everything kind of changed and everything was very uncertain, it kind of suited the whole feeling around us at that time, and also if you look at the world. So we just thought it was and it suited actually the songs and the music as well.
Yeah, I really like that with the Age of Darkness, because it sure as hell felt like it, didn't it?
Absolutely.
You couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything, there was no live music, and it impacted, artists like you guys horribly, I know.
Yeah.
Some people took to live streaming. Did you ever do any of that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, if you're kind of looking, I don't know how much we have up on YouTube from that, but we started with a live stream that was semi-live stream. It was more like we recorded it and posted it, because we everything with our own. So it was kind of to invent the wheel. Kind of, okay, how do we do this? Okay, have we a good internet? No, we need to have better, and we need to have a better camera.
Right. It's got to feel weird when you're used to playing in front of a live audience, because now you're playing to like.
Absolutely.
It's got to be weird.
But we actually got kind of used to it, because during the pandemic, before the pandemic, we didn't know how to do those things. So we learned, we kind of did that, went through the whole learning process of how to do with cameras and make the stream, and how to get the audio and video to work, and then to just get better and better on that. We started to stream for our patrons, because we have a Patreon account, which we also started during kind of after a while in the pandemic. And just to have something to do and give them some music, we started to live stream from our rehearsal for them, and then we got better and better. So we kind of got used to actually doing it, even though we didn't have audience and people couldn't write instead and say something. Hey, I like this song, etc. So for us to do it now, I think it works better.
Yeah, it does. But it's still it is like making a music video.
Yes.
Because you're like, cameras on, check, everything's rolling. And then you start to play, but you kind of fake it, or you go into the mode but there's no one there. It's only us in the room with the cameras in front of us. So, but
yeah, it's got to be a little tougher, especially seeing that snippet of you guys on this tour. You're definitely feeding off the audience, and there's that energy exchange. It just isn't there when you do it.
Right, the song ends and it's just silence.
Yeah. I mean that is really weird. It's like. Okay. so absolutely much better live, much better live.
But also that thing, but also to after the show go and meet the fans or the people that you have played for, to talk and to share thoughts, whatever. Just talk, take a beer or whatever you drink. Just be together. But when you're there at your for us in our rehearsal space, it's just okay, then we close the door and go home.
I'm so glad we got back to live shows.
Oh,
For a
God.
while there, I didn't think we were ever going back. I mean, it was really dark there for a while, and
Yeah.
2020 it was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys had it even worse than we here. Yeah. I
we
mean,
didn't have a lockdown like that. We just, but we didn't have any live
No.
shows and no like go out and hangouts. But
but
we were allowed.
to walk
Yeah,
out, and
yeah.
I mean, we worked.
Yeah,
Most of us
Yeah.
still went to work.
I was in a restaurant and they shut down, you know, we couldn't work. And then we started doing carry out only, but they couldn't pay us.
No.
So we split tips 3 ways, just running orders to because they
Yeah.
said, look, we need you, but we can't pay you. So can you help? I was like, okay, what else am I going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the worst part of the pandemic in the US was that a lot of small restaurants went out of business because
Because of that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so then the parents are home because they're not working, and the children have to log in to school, and they didn't want to do it because everything's remote. So it created this really horrible environment of, you know,
You're trapped in your
you're
house.
trapped in your house, and the kids are bored, and the parents are frustrated. It was really bad. So yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, getting back to Kali Yuga, I really liked the artwork on that.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of like on the American dollar bill with the pyramid and like the all-seeing eye. Was that a Hindu concept too?
No, not really.
No, because that's actually from the ancient Egypt, because it's the
Oh.
at the high of yeah. So we kind of incorporated, I think. We gave ideas to our artwork guy, and then he like he came up with it. He's very good at, like, we just give him ideas and he comes up with stuff, and we normally like them very
I mean, the eye it was when Liv Sin started, and he was a fan of Sister Sin, our artwork guy. So he just throw some ideas to us, like, I think this could be cool. Do you like it? And then we start to work. And then the eye is he has made this eye out of your eye.
yeah.
So
we started with the
that
eye.
is something we kept on having. Like, okay, we can have this eye.
Wow. Okay.
But for like words that we kind of sent him was, we like the mandala stuff. So in behind of the artwork is a mandala.
It's a mandala.
So it's kind of glued together both the Hindu and the
Egyptian.
Yeah.
So you've been working with the same art guy for a long time, it sounds like.
Yeah. He made all of our seeds. All of our records actually.
Yeah, I think my favorite is the burning sermon one to date, just with you, half you and half skeleton.
Yeah.
Was that creepy
That
to
was
see
really
that?
cool.
Or
Yeah. And he's done that as well. So yeah.
that's a great image.
Yeah, really cool.
So, Liv, you write most of the lyrics?
Yeah, I write all of the lyrics.
So it was always curious to me, do you write in Swedish or English?
English.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be really tough for me.
Yeah, but I think it's the same. For me, it would be tough to write it. Probably would be able to write in Swedish, but it feels better and more natural for me to write in English, because I listen to most of the music I listen to is in English, and actually not in Swedish. So maybe that's why.
I think you should be frustrated also when you have a good sentence or so in Swedish, and then when you switch over to English, you don't have the right like numbers of spellings to match what you have as a melody.
Exactly. So now it's better to write in English directly. Yeah.
And then some things probably don't translate exactly, you know, in terms of the theme.
Yeah. But sometimes no. So
Right.
I think it would have been strange to do that.
Yeah, your vocal styling on this album is even harder and gruffer than ever, which I personally really love.
Yeah.
Was that tough, kind of, to sing like that on tour, or do you have anything you do to protect your voice?
I have a couple of things. I mean, I always warm up my vocals. I always warm up before show. I have a routine for that. I do the straw thing from time to time when I remember it. When you have like a straw and you bubble in water is something that singers do all over the world, and it's supposed to be good for the vocal cords. So I do it when I remember it, but I always do my warm up. And I have my honey water on stage, and I try to sleep. Because and also the most harming thing is not the singing, it's the talking in loud places after the singing.
That's so funny.
Which
We just had someone else said the same thing. We just interviewed a band yesterday, said the same thing.
Yeah. So normally that is where I have to like be careful and not talk too much or not be late on late out in places
Yeah.
where there are a lot of music that is loud or something like that.
Really interesting.
But I think that I kind of found a way that it feels like I don't hurt my vocal cords so much anymore. And of course, I mean, this was 5 weeks we've been out now, and the 3 last shows I could feel it. And I couldn't I could feel I had to work harder for the high notes, and sometimes I could feel like they didn't sound as good as I wanted them to sound. But the rest of the tour had worked very well, and I did even catch a cold, and it actually worked. And it's the first long tour that I've done that have not affected my vocal cords. So I must be doing something right.
Must be doing something right. Yeah. Yeah.
The only other person I've heard with that straw thing was Garnica.
From
Yeah.
Thunder
Well,
Month.
now they're in Gems, but
Right.
yeah, she said that she does
Yeah.
that too. I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to regroup after Burning Sermons a little bit after Tommy and Christoph left. But how did you go about finding their successors, and how do you know who's going to be a good mesh for your band?
I mean, that's always the hardest part to find people that match the band, because obviously you can find good musicians, but they also have to work in the personalities has to work, and that is hard. But for us to find our new bass player wasn't that hard, because the bass player we have new, Daniel, he used to drive us. He used to be our driver when we played in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
And he also played the bass, so we all always knew that if we need another one or someone to jump in or something, we had him, and he knew the songs because he's been with us driving. So that was kind of he was the easier one.
Yeah, because he also stepped in when we played in Japan.
Yes, he did. He stepped in already.
Instead of Tommy, when Tommy couldn't.
Yeah.
So he stepped in, so it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
So to say.
So he was the first one that we talked to, and then we had a little bit more hard time finding a guitar player.
We tried out a couple.
And but then Jay, you found him because you work as a drum teacher.
Yes.
And he's a guitar teacher.
Yep.
Okay.
And he was like
he was
stepping
he
in.
was subbing for the guitar teacher that had a room beside me.
Okay.
So one day when I walked out, there was a new guy there. So I talked with him, and he was a nice guy, and we were like, we are glued. So we became friends, but he was like playing with everybody at that time. So I just had him in back of my head. Oh, it would have been fun if Jay didn't play with a lot of other dudes.
Right.
But then for some reason it was actually a live stream I had planned.
Yeah.
We asked if he could step in and just play the solos for the songs.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, it could be fun. And that then we also got to know that he had stepped off the other bands. And we start with, okay, do you want to be a part of the recording process? Because we have almost every song's finished, but if you can play solos on this song, on this and this, and so that was the way with him.
Yeah, and the funny thing was that he actually was thinking, he stepped off the other bands because he was thinking of retiring from bands because he was tired of it, and it's like it's no meaning, and so he was he was kind of trying to retire from bands, and then but now he says he's happy about it, that we got him back into actually playing live again.
It's great. It sounds like you kind of have to always be networking a little bit, you know, just in case you,
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a big part in this business.
Mhm.
The networking is like, you have to do it a lot, and you never know who you're gonna meet.
And also Sweden is a pretty small country, so the music industry is also kind of small, so you start to know more and more people.
Yeah.
It's a small country that puts out an absurd amount of rock and roll. Absurd. I mean, it is just unbelievable. The density of rock and roll that comes out of Sweden is just mind-blowing. I've always thought that.
You know, it was interesting. We were interviewing the guy from Hunt, Trevor Church, and he was actually saying, oh, well, if you're a Swedish rock, you have to practice all the time and you always have to be perfect. I thought it was weird that he said that. I was like,
really?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
He was almost
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I had not either. I was like, where is he getting this from? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I had a lot of favorite tracks on this album. Karma was one of my favorites. It's so heavy with like a little bit of thrash peppered in. But and I love the snarl in your voice, and I love the message. Do you believe karma actually works, sorting things out?
Hard to say, actually. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes I think that the karma thing is like, what do you call it? Självuppfyllande.
Is this self-inflicted? I don't know.
You kind of it
rationalize.
It happens because you make it like yourself, but you don't realize it's yours.
Right.
So so I don't know.
No, but I think, I mean, karma in like that word, just, but it's to me is like, if I'm kind to you or to you, I get most often get kindness back.
Right.
And I as a person is really like, if somebody hurts me or lied to me, then I'm not the polite guy back.
Right.
I mean, not like I go stab him, not like that. It's more,
I'm not.
Okay, I know what kind of person you are, then I can back off.
Right.
So in that kind of way, I think it's also one way of karma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like if you put money in a corner.
No.
Not that.
No.
And definitely, I think I Am the Storm was so good. I love the heavy lifts and laced in with softer moments. That's one of my favorite things. How was it shooting the video for that? That was crazy. It looked like lugging those flags around gave you your arm workout for the week.
Yeah, definitely. And I do it on tour now as well, when I have space for it, because otherwise I will like knock everybody out with the flag. So I had to have space, otherwise
We have also shortened the flag.
We have shortened the flags for the stage, because no, but it was a fun video to shoot, because it normally, I mean, we have never done a video where we have dancers with us. With Sister Sin, I did one video with dancer, but they were but otherwise we have not done that, and it just like felt like an unusual thing to put in a metal video. So, and we wanted that. And something to like,
and it also kind of gave even more of this, as you said, like the hard and heavy parts, and then comes the softer. To have like bring in a dancer in it is also like, it isn't that masculine at all to begin with, but then he dances very like powerful too, so it gives a extra twist to it.
I like that video. I think it's a cool one.
Yeah, I love your style in that too. It's like you borrowed from all these different things. You got like the Aussie fringe, but you got like the Madonna gloves and the hip scold makeup. I'm like, Did you come up with that look yourself? I know you have so many neat posters and things. In fact, I think I have to get one for the wall, of your makeup. Did you learn how to do that yourself?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, experiment,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not that good, but but some of my photo shoots, we have a photographer who Katrine, who helps me with, she's really good at makeup, so some of the photo shoots, it's her makeup and not mine, but in the video there and in my live, it's me, and I just like, yeah, experimenting with different kind of makeups.
Yeah.
I loved in that video too, the way the guitarist just kind of appears for a solo and then he's back.
Yeah.
I love it. Also, you did a video for Anti-Hero. And obviously it's about mass shootings. Was there anything specifically that motivated you to write that one?
Yeah, I think it was once again when we saw the news, and I can't say which one this was, but there was a mass shooting in the States. Might have been the one in a shopping mall. I mean, this is a couple of years ago. This is
Right.
the pandemic, or just right before, during the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Yeah. So that just, again, got me upset and to kind me to feel like I'm losing faith in humanity.
Yeah.
And I just thought that's something that I want to write about, a subject that actually, that even many others before me have done it, but still I think nothing happens. It's like the same old story goes just over and over again and never ends. So I was
This is
just
kind
very
of
frustrating.
funny story. I used to work for a Danish company, and I was in Denmark for something work related, and that was when the Baltimore City riots happened, where they were burning police cars, and of course that was in the city, and I lived like 20 miles north in the suburbs. But I remember I came down to breakfast and it was on, and all the Danish people were like, "Mark, are you going to be able to go home?" And I was like, no, that's not like across the street from where I live or anything.
No.
It's another part of the city, but
Yeah.
they thought I was going back to live in the war zone or something. So
Yeah.
But it's always a matter of debate and there's no right answer. Like, what is the solution to less? Is it, forcing mental health care on people? Is it gun control? But what do you think would be, in your opinion, the answer to stopping it?
I mean, obviously we are very Scandinavian, and here in Scandinavia we have hard gun control laws. So we are brought up with the idea that no, you don't have a right to a gun, and you have to go through different kind of what do you call it, paperwork and controls, etc. to get a gun, to even have it here.
I mean,
in Sweden.
I think in Sweden, due to I don't know that much, but to have a gun at all in Sweden, I don't think it's nearly impossible if you are not a cop, or if you don't like compete in gun shooting or something like that.
Or you are a hunter.
But if you're a hunter, that's a rifle.
Yeah, rifle.
But
Okay.
it's hunting rifle. You can't have like a semi-automatic gun at home. Then you are in the army.
I don't know about Sweden. Maybe you guys can tell me. So I know that in Norway, no matter what your crime is, like the maximum sentence is like, I think 20 some years, and they're constantly rehabilitating you the whole time. Like you're being taught a trade the whole time. Is that the same way in Sweden? Because in the United States, it's not like that. In the United States, when you're convicted, they just try to keep you in jail as long as possible. So
no, but here it's in like
same way. Okay.
Yeah, that you have the rehabilitation, and and it's been proven that it works. But now we have politicians who want it more like in the US. Unfortunately,
our system is terrible.
But I think also like we have in Sweden the word for it, like jail. It's like crime care when you go to. It's not just you are in jail, obviously. That's the word. Fängelse på svenska.
Yeah.
But But then we have like
And the
crime care,
institution, oh yeah, it's
institution
like
is like
criminal
Yeah.
care, yeah,
criminal care that we are taking care
Care
of
of
them and
this,
trying
yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
To,
yeah,
No, I think that's a very progressive approach, much better than ours, much better. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, me too. But
Yeah.
we'll see. What happens.
So you've been in a number of projects over the year, like you were saying, Sister Sin. But it always seems like you have consistent heavy rock full of hooks. Um, you know, what are the qualities, in your opinion, that make you such a strong heartbeat of the band leader?
I think that maybe it's that early on, kind of understood that I had a voice that suited that, and I was never very good at singing beautiful. That didn't fit my voice. I couldn't do it at all. And then I found rock music, and I always had a very strong chest voice. So, and that was pretty heavy from the beginning. So I think that also made like that I found something that I could, okay, this works for me. And yeah, I just felt like this was for me very early on. So, and I mean, I've tried to sing musical and other stuff, but I don't like it. And I mean, soul music or blues, but it's kind of the same way to sing actually.
Right.
So it's not that far. It's not far away from rock or metal if
Right.
you listen to the soul singers. So it's kind of the same singing anyway.
I can tell it's in your blood.
Yeah.
I was curious why you kept the sin from Sister Sin to Live Sin.
That
So-
was mostly kind of the idea from label and management to have something to relate to Sister Sin, so the
Ah.
Sister Sin fans would know that even though Sister Sin didn't continue, I continued.
Right.
So that was mostly that the name came up from, the choice of the name came out of that.
What about your other projects, Hysterica and Into Desolation? What were they all about?
Well, Hysterica was all female band. They still kind of exist, I think. They're friends of ours, but they haven't played for a long time now. But I think they are like sleeping, existing.
yeah,
Okay.
it was a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of
here in
kids
Berlin.
there. Yeah.
So
But I found them, or they found me in Stockholm when I just moved to Stockholm, and I thought it was just fun to have a all female band as well. So I jumped into that band for a while, but it got too much with both Sister Sin and Hysterica, so I had to choose, and I choose Sister Sin, and another girl got into Hysterica, and they continued. So, but it was a lot of fun. I think I don't remember how many years I was in that, but it was not so many. But we had a lot of fun, and we did some fun songs. We wanted to be like the female version of Manowar, I remember.
Oh, wow. That's great. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Into Desolation was a friend back then that it was his project and he needed someone to sing. And then, yeah, so that's how I got into that. And I haven't, Linus, it was his name. I haven't met him for many, many years. But it was a good music. Very good music.
I don't even know if I've heard.
No, you have
No.
not heard because I don't know how to find it.
No.
All right, so we play a game on the show. It's a random question game. So since there's two of you, I have 100 questions in front of me, but each of you will only answer 3. So I want you to pick 3 numbers between 1 and 100.
So 3 each.
Yes.
3 each.
Okay, so should I start?
Yeah.
Let's take 65 and 48 and 17.
Okay, I go easy. 3, 21, and 81.
All right. Damn you, middle age. I have to put on the glasses to read now. All right. 65. Do you like horror movies? And if so, Liv, what is your favorite?
No, I don't. So I don't have a favorite. I don't have one. No, not into that at all.
That's funny. Our son hates horror movies. And we love them, so we can't ever
Yeah.
talk about it. He gets
But-
he gets upset if we even bring it up, you know.
Yeah, I kind of the same way.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I can't take. I don't understand it at all. I'm like, why am I? This is a waste of my time.
Right. Why do you want to be scared? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So no.
We're always watching something god awful, whether
Yeah.
it be Walking Dead or The
Yeah.
Last of Us.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
All right, 48. What is your favorite holiday and your favorite traditions?
I'm not very tradition bound. So, but for holiday, I mean, I love summer and I hate winter. So, summer holidays when you're off work and sometimes it's festivals, so we play and stuff. But summer is my absolute favorite because I just love being in the sun and at the beach and hearing the waves. And yeah, I love water, I love beaches, sun. Ugh, that is so nice, it's so relaxing. So that is my favorite holiday, if you can call it a holiday, but I call it a holiday. And for traditions, God, I don't know if I have so many of them.
It would be in Sweden, we have midsummer.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
if you
it's a
like the
tradition.
summer and it is some kind of
Yeah,
tradition.
but I'm thinking like what traditions are something. I mean, tradition, Halloween is one, Christmas
Yeah.
is one, but it's not like
Easter,
I don't. It's
no.
not so many. I don't mind because I most of my life I've been playing.
Yeah.
So it's like it can be Easter I play, it can be Midsummer I play. I've not played at Christmas, but Christmas it's it can be nice, but I don't care so much about it because I don't like the winter.
No.
Right.
So
I don't
for
like
me,
winter either.
No,
No,
right.
so I don't not so much for traditions, I think.
No, I don't think.
No.
No.
So
Yeah, I'm a summer girl too.
yeah.
Number 17. Are you good at trivia contests?
Some maybe, but I wouldn't say that I'm very good. I would say that I'm like in the middle probably.
Okay. Yeah.
But if it's something that I'm really interested in, obviously I can be good at it. But I'm not the person that knows everything about everything, unfortunately.
No. But we look on in Sweden. We have it's a TV show. It's called a direct translation is On the Track. It's like they are sitting in a train and they get clues about where they are going. And that's
Okay.
something we now got older really likes to watch. And
I think that's true. Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah.
And we try to.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we do it.
I don't think we are so good.
But it's fun.
But it's fun. Yes.
Yeah, and if you don't like horror, avoid the film Midsummer. It's
Yeah.
nothing but ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
All right, sir, you're up. Number 3. If you were bionic, what parts would be replaced?
Oh,
Ooh,
Jesus.
that's a hard one.
That's a hard one as I'm the drummer also. So, I mean, if I was maybe my feet, I don't need to practice that much.
No, so they just like to.
Yeah, if I could,
Or double
just be
bass.
like
Yeah.
programmed to like,
Yeah.
I want it to be this, and it's constant.
That's cool.
It's a good one.
That's good for a drummer. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. You ever seen that cam where they go behind Dave Lombardo? I'm pretty sure he's bionic. Good
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Number 48. Are clowns creepy in your opinion? Clowns.
Oh, there's a difference between clowns to me, because I mean the McDonald's clown or those circus clowns, they are not scary, but in horror movies, clowns are freaking
Oh, yeah.
maniacs.
Yeah, they're always freaking freaky.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
I think, actually. Yeah.
All right. So we're up to 81.
Yeah.
Do you sleep on your back, front or side, and how many hours a night do you typically sleep?
I sleep on my side, on both sides, because I need to switch.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
So I'm twisting all the time. But how many hours? I would say I would say 8 hours, but it can be less.
Yeah, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
So
yeah.
so I'm not a long sleeper, so to say, or rather I don't need that much sleep. I still work as a human. Some people with like 8 hours, they are maniacs.
Yes, questions like that. It reminds me, I had to go see I had to get my physical, and the doctor had a form I had to fill out, and they asked, "How much alcohol do you drink per week?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't want to do that, man. Can I just say a couple per day?" And
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it made me very uncomfortable, that question.
Yeah. Can imagine.
Yes.
So, as a female front woman, was there anyone who inspired you, or more than one that kind of inspired your styling and your delivery? And
At the first, no. I only had male idols in the beginning when I started. It was like Halford and Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of females, but not in metal though. It was Aretha Franklin and Eva Cassidy. But after a while, Angela came in Arch Enemy, and I really
Yeah.
loved her attitude. And she's still one of the best front figures, I think. So absolutely, she inspired me more of like her appearance and attitude than the music or the style at first, at least. But when I first started, it was mostly male idols that I have, or like that I looked up to. And I mean, I did look up to. I will mention Doro, of course, because she is the metal queen, and I really like her a lot, and I love her because she's like the sweetest person ever. But I didn't listen so much to her music because I was into heavier music than Doro. But I love that she was one of the. I mean, she was the one of the first one that started to like girls in metal. So she paved the way for me as well, but not so much because of the music, because I listen to more like heavier stuff than Doro. So but yeah, I have to mention her, of course.
what's the heaviest stuff you're into? Or do you do any black metal or death metal listening, or just more hard rock?
No, but I mean, Heaven Shall Burn is from Germany. It's I don't know what you call that kind of music, but it's heaviest. And also like Dimmu Borgir a lot. So that, I mean, that's Norwegian black metal. So, so I definitely like those heavier stuff as well. But I'm maybe not into the really old school black metal, because I like a more produced sound than they have. And I think that Dimmu Borgir, they have a more produced sound. Obviously, they have a very good sound. So I think that's one of the reasons that I really like Dimmu Borgir so much, because the sound is really great and the music is great as well.
So I was wanted to ask a question about living in Sweden. Like we said, there's just so much great music. If you live in Stockholm, is it just like I saw Nick Anderson at the post office? Leif Edling was at McDonald's with me, and then look, it's Mickey D at the bus stop. Is it like that? I imagine it must be. I mean,
not that much, but Stockholm is big. But I mean, if you go out to the places, if you go to there are a couple of places here in Stockholm, like rock bars like Povanker or Bröderna Olsson.
Yep.
Yes, you will meet some rockers
Gotcha.
from bands. Yes, absolutely. But it's not that you run across them.
I don't know
all the time.
if you guys know Marcus Gidell, plays guitar in
Avatorium.
Because also he made some stuff with Leif.
Yeah, with
Oh, I lost the name of the band. This is so what?
I lost the name of the band as well.
I don't think so. I don't think I know that one.
What's the band name?
Sorry, 5 weeks on tour. I'm just
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, he's living in the same area as us.
So him we see.
we're running.
Yeah, we
him
run.
and his wife is another
Yeah.
partner.
Exactly.
Mm.
Then we see kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
But otherwise, not so much.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, our main Swedish connection is one Jens Temgren. He's been a friend of the show for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're out of their firebombs, so he's also been our theme song, so we get to say his name every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So I love the new single out, Synthetic Generation. Very heavy, very good. Who do you think is the most synthetic of all the generations?
Yeah, that's a good. I would say maybe the newer generation, because I mean today everything is so fabricated.
Yeah.
So the ones that grew up now might be the synthetic generation.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in a short sequence in the movie we saw yesterday. It was a crime movie, and they were like asking because there were a murder, and they was on a gas station, and it was the family was sitting in the car, but the guy just got shot outside of the car, and they asked like, "But isn't there any witness?" And they were like, "No," because they were looking at their iPads.
Yeah, the kids were looking at their
Oh.
iPads. So they
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
And it was really like a.
yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I try to give, there's a lot of good about the Gen Zs. A lot of good, but have you seen them crowd surfing with the phones? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I can't, when I was crowd surfing when I was younger, I can't imagine that. I could just, I was afraid of being dropped all the time. And I
Yeah.
come home with like big bruises and stuff, but apparently they're very
Yeah.
safe,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
It's all about the Instagram feed, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think the smartest thing I saw was this guy who was in this mosh pit, but he had one of those blow up like floaties around his waist.
An inner tube. Yeah, an inner tube.
That's
With a big flamingo head, so it's like anybody would just bounce off him. I'm like, I gotta start doing this.
I never occurred to me. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good idea.
Good idea. Yeah.
So you were always so good with keeping up with your socials. I admire because I'm our social secretary, so I know how much it can be draining to update this. But you always do so great with promotions and contests. And is it exhausting or does it come naturally?
Does not come naturally. No.
No.
No, we worked hard on figuring out, or we're still figuring out how to do it and how to make it work and how to not do too much. Because it's easy to get into the idea that you have to do this and this and this and this and you have to be perfect. And because I mean the last year, I mean, I've been trying to record vocal covers and put it all the time, but sometimes it's like, is it the work I put in doesn't give back
Right.
that amount.
No, I get that.
And then you have to like evaluate and like reconsider, is it really worth all this time, or should I it's somehow else? And it's always changing also, which makes it even harder. So we try our best, but sometimes it's really like draining. Frustrating.
Right. And then sometimes something that you didn't think was that great gets this great response.
Yeah.
And that makes it even more hard to figure out.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
It's just me and her standing at outside a concert hall, got a ton of hits, but the video that we worked so hard to make perfect got a lot less. It's like,
exactly. And
what do you do?
like, wow.
And also you start to think like, okay, if I post on Fridays at 6:30,
I know it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, we do it, and we do it for a couple of weeks, and it's super, and then it's like, nope, nothing.
Yeah. We're just not meant to figure it out. Have you guys tried, have you figured out threads yet? Like, I don't
No.
understand how
Because
that works.
we can't have that here.
No.
It's
Oh, you don't have
because
to-
of European GDPR law.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when we have, if you're in European country and you're set to European country on the phone, you can't,
Yeah.
we are not able to download it. It's not there.
Okay.
So
Well,
I couldn't even try it.
yeah, it's not, from where I'm standing, it's not worth it. Yeah. Cause we can't
It's
figure out how it works.
It's very weird. I'm still working on
Yeah, I
that.
thought it was
And
supposed to be like Twitter, but it's not exactly like Twitter. It's-
TikTok is another weird one. Have you tried that at all?
Yeah.
Do it a little bit, I forget about it for a couple of weeks and I try again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's like
tiring.
again, it's like you either get 8 hits or 8,000.
Well, and
Yeah.
then like now TikTok is telling me, it's trying to encourage me. It says post videos that are longer than a minute, they get a better
Yeah.
response. But then if you look at the analytics for what you post, it says most people stop watching after 3 seconds. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
So why
what do
post
you
one-
do then? It makes no sense. So whatever.
And also
You
what
could
I
drive
heard-
yourself crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I heard about TikTok also is like, if I'm scrolling a lot myself, then I get more back. So it is
Right.
also your
Right. They want you on there all the
content
time.
fee.
Yeah.
I need to be on TikTok to get more back from it. So if I'm
So it's
I'm
created for people who
sit
it's
there
created
an
for
hour,
like kids who don't work, who can just do that all day, you
Yeah.
know. It's you know, you'll never beat that, you know.
It's exactly, it's time trap, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll do great on the last 4 shows. I'll be keeping an eye on you guys. Any chance of getting you over here?
we hope
We really want to,
Yeah.
and we have fans in
We
the
have a lot
US.
of
We're a lot of
fans,
fans,
yes.
so we want to come over, but it's so expensive today
Yeah.
with the
Mhm.
flights and the visas and etc. So even though we want to, and we even if we got an opportunity, it's not. I'm not sure that we will be able to do it, but I hope that we can get over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in like, if you look in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Future couple of years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we work on it. I'm not constantly, but we have it in mind all the time due to both our management is in the US and due to also Sister Sin toured a lot, so we have a lot to
Yeah.
go and pick up. So to say, we haven't been there with Live Sin at all.
I know the visa stuff is really scary. I mean, we're constantly seeing like our bass player who didn't make it through,
Oh,
like, his visa
Infected
was
Rain,
rejected.
that was
That's
horrible.
right. Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah.
lost what, like 4 or 5
4 or
tour
5 shows.
shows that because of the delays. Yeah.
I felt so bad for them. I was
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Well,
so
hopefully-
it's harder to get over nowadays. So we really want to. We hope that we can come over soon, but at the moment it feels like a little bit far away.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we'd sure love to see you guys. So,
Cool, yeah.
well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
And we'll continue to spin. And I guess there's going to be a new album coming down the pike if they're singles, huh?
This one actually we
It was.
we wanted to do something. We wanted to release something,
Mhm.
and
Before this
before the tour.
Yeah.
But we are gonna start working on new.
Yeah.
We have started already with new materials, but we released Kali Yuga January this year, so
Yeah.
we have to wait a little bit, but
Mm.
we are in the process of working on new music.
Yeah,
Awesome.
For sure.
This summer we wrote about 10 to 15 songs, ideas. of-
Ideas of
I mean,
things.
it's like skeletons, but
Right. Right.
we have
It seems like now when you make an album, you almost have to have 3 or 4 extra songs that you can feed the algorithm with, you know, like just
Yes.
because of the
Yeah.
way things are, you know.
Yeah. You have to
Yeah.
constantly be out there
Yeah.
with something and new music
Yeah.
all the time, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
biggest thing, but
There are even artists who don't put out albums. They just put out singles, constantly.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be more of a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is also like it's difference between labels. Some are this old school. We release a record and we have the singles in front before
Right.
Yeah.
the album, and then it's more of those kind of new thinking or new trying how to say that, like we just said putting out singles, and if people like those 10 singles, we put them in an album.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's two different ways to
Yeah.
think about it, or
Yeah.
to yeah. But I think that we absolutely we're going to be an album.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that and start to work very soon again. Now we had
Yeah.
a pause because of that tour.
I like your approach, a little of both
Yeah.
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. I think it's the
Exactly.
best way to do it. Yeah. Well, thank you again. This was great.
Well,
And,
yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just watching our YouTube does a wrapped video. So I didn't know they kind of did one, but if you hit yourself on YouTube, it'll show you all the music videos you've watched. So
oh,
I
didn't know
threw that on the TV last night while I was finishing up the tree. So you were in quite a few of them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's nice to hear. Okay, we have to try that and do the
Yeah.
wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.